Hi everyone, and welcome to the Cancer April 2022 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance, or more simply put, to better find where you fit. So hi and welcome everyone. If you are new to the channel, this is a reading that is meant to help you find the meaning in the challenge or challenges that you're currently experiencing, and to better help you understand the why. Why am I being asked to face and overcome these challenges? What am I meant to unlock about my personal path and purpose, and some aspect of myself that in moving through this challenge, I get to become aware of that can actually be of greater service to the collective experience. So Cancer, I'm going to pull a card here to first get an idea as to your internal energy. What are you starting the month of April with? Then we'll pull some cards to take a look at your external energy, and then we'll look at the why. Why are you being asked to engage your internal energy with your external environment? And what are you going to illuminate for yourself in doing so? So we have Temperance. Okay, beautiful. And so that's what you're starting with internally for the month of April. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card or cards for your external energy. Now Cancer, I want to just say this right off the bat. I tried to sit for your reading a little while ago and it was very jumbled. The energy was kind of all over the place. So I'm trying again now. We'll see how far we get, but I can say that I think some of you, April this month might be already kind of off to I wouldn't say rocky start, but it might feel a little chaotic. You might feel a little like you're over here and over there and up and down and all over the place. And and actually I can see now in the cards that are coming out kind of why that is. But I'm just going to say just as we start this reading that we are in Aries season, and Aries season is all about the energy of kind of the divine masculine energy of go and do, and to define ultimately who you are through your actions, because the motto for Aries is I am. So we are each kind of confronting that within ourselves, which can lead sometimes to us kind of flip-flopping, where we wake up one morning and we're like, I am this, I am determined, and we take a bunch of action, and we wake up the next day and we kind of question ourselves again. So, don't feel like you're alone and maybe feeling a little flip-flop-ish, but I think ultimately the beauty of Aries season is that we end the season before moving into Taurus season, where it's all about what you value and how you apply the I am, who you are, that we end the month with really understanding, okay, we've flip-flopped, we've second-guessed ourselves, and now we're in a place with a foundation to move forward into taking action then from a place of self-value and self-worth. Okay, so the reason why I kind of went into all of that is because with Temperance coming up as your internal energy, this is really that kind of, it brings in the energy of divine timing, but it also brings in the energy of balance, of being able to temper your emotions with your passions, and bringing those two into alignment so that it isn't like just taking action without any type of emotional attachment. And it's also not just feeling intensely emotions and not actually taking action from that place. So I really do feel that many of you are kind of going through this, like, it is almost like a rebalancing of passion, what you like to do, what you want to do, and balancing that with true emotion behind that. What actually makes me feel good? What actually allows me to feel that sense of peace and fulfillment and clarity? And then in addition to that, there's a beautiful element here of change and freedom through change, where I like to call this almost freedom through growth, because the Temperance card is number 14, and the number 14 breaks down to a 5, which in the tarot is the number of change. It is the number of growth. It can also be the number of chaos. But it's a number 2 that looks in both directions. It looks to the past, it looks to the future, and it allows you to really sit in the present moment. And I think that's the beauty of where you are at right now, Cancer, is that you're really being asked to sit in the present moment, to temper both of these sides of yourself, your deep ability to work with emotion, but also allowing yourself to get to that place where your actions are in alignment with your emotions. And then to bring that out into your external environment. And why? Because in your external environment, you're wrapping up a cycle around taking too much on and thinking that you have to bear the whole burden yourself. With the 10 of Wands in the external environment, this is a card of carrying a heavy load. This is when we feel sometimes that we have to carry it and do it all ourselves. But the beauty of the 10 of Wands is that it's the closing of a cycle. You can kind of see here that as an individual carrying all these wands, but in the distance there is the town or city. And there's a sense of homecoming, of finally being able, that you've carried this burden for so long, you've gone through this whole cycle, and now you get to put it down. Now you get to have that luxury of realizing I don't have to take all the action on my shoulders. I get to take the actions that are in alignment with me, the actions that I am emotionally connected to. Because at the kind of main crux of what you're learning about yourself in this month is the world. And this is the closing of a large cycle. It's interesting, Cancer. I feel like you and Leo's readings have kind of been mirroring each other for months now. And Leo also got this card that came up prominently in their reading, which is very interesting. But the World card really speaks to the closing of a major cycle in your life. It also speaks to having this beautiful point of being able to almost kind of stop and celebrate how far you've come, the lessons that you've learned, and to prepare yourself to, as the world turns over again, to start the next major cycle. There's also a beautiful element in this card of the person being depicted as half naked, because when we go through these major cycles like that, we learn about ourselves. We basically bear a part of ourselves out there for the world to see, but also for spirit. We also understand now a deeper part of ourselves that we no longer need to hide from spirit or from anybody, that we are so in sync with that part of ourself. And that's kind of the beauty of the energy of this card. And I think for a lot of you, the reason why you're being asked now to really get to that place of kind of emotional balance is because you're starting this new cycle and you're going to have to take very focused steps of action. It's not going to be anymore just taking all the action or feeling like you have to carry all the burdens. It's now about choosing where you want to take action and really understanding from that place of kind of emotional, I would say not only just emotional maturity, but emotional stability of understanding, okay, if a new cycle is beginning, what do I want to create from here? What do I want to build? And really allowing yourself to step into the energy of the new. So I'm just going to say, for some of you, the World card can denote travel. It can denote literally you ending a cycle in a specific location and moving to a new location, or ending a specific job and moving to a new work environment. So there is kind of almost this feeling of the possibility of moving. And so this is really you're going to need to kind of prepare yourself for that. Get yourself balanced. And again, the beauty of the number 14 is freedom through growth, freedom through change, allowing yourself internally to temper your emotions and your passions to create something new. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and pull additional cards here to see more information around the block. What is your challenge here in really being able to get yourself balanced and be able to put down all those wands, to let the cycle end and to get ready to take fresh action. That's really what I'm feeling here, Cancer, that there's this big need now for fresh action and almost kind of like a grand reveal of like, okay, guys, I've been sitting here kind of stewing with my emotions and my passions. And again, I kind of got a little bit of that flip-flop energy. And it's like, okay, I've taken the flip-flop, I've found the middle point, and now this is me. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is beautiful energy, but it's coming out as your main point of challenge. So we'll go into that in just a second. So the Ten of Cups speaks to your ultimate heart's fulfillment. I like to call it your heaven on earth card. If you could imagine living in a perfect scenario, what would that be? Now, where this can kind of get to be a little, and we'll see what additional cards come out, but this can actually become oh goodness. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. Scorpio got the tower. No, Aquarius got the tower in the same position there. Okay. So where the Ten of Cups can become a challenge is when we almost get into that place of overly romanticizing something, that we are telling ourselves, you know, if I don't have that, if I don't have this ultimate almost, you know, if I can't experience heaven on earth, everything I have around me is just not good enough. you know, it's almost like you're living in this illusion of like, it has to be this, I have to feel that. But with the Tower coming up right after this, to me, this is really about actually breaking through a barrier around, I think, what you've been sorry guys, I don't know, I can't speak right now. It's breaking through a barrier around what you thought maybe was beyond what you really wanted. It's almost like that feeling of you were too afraid to let yourself really dive into the Ten of Cups feeling for yourself, of really saying, no, I want this. And allowing yourself to believe that you can have it, that you can create it for yourself. Because I think it's with that realization of like, wait a second, I can have more. I want more. This is what I actually want. That's where the Tower comes down. That's where the realization comes in of, oh my gosh, it's time for me to grow. The Tower is a card of forced external change, meaning that Spirit has waited and waited and waited and given you every opportunity to make a necessary change in your life to continue to grow, to continue to work towards the growth of achievement, of achieving your highest potential and being able to really bring out certain parts of yourself that need to be expressed authentically within our greater collective experience. And when we choose not to when we choose to kind of stop growing, when we sit there and we're like, but no, this is safe and this is secure and this is what I do, then that's when Spirit has to come in and say, well, I'm so sorry, but I know you didn't want to leave that job, but now you're going to be fired. Or I know you didn't want to leave that romantic partner who was not healthy for you, but now we're going to have that person break up with you. So it's like one of those things where you had your chance to do it on your own terms, but now Spirit's going to come in and give you that little push. But the beauty of the Tower is it's also a card similar to Temperance that holds the energy of freedom. Because if you notice in the Tower, we get stuck in there. We're holding ourselves in a place and we're not interacting anymore with the external environment. We've kind of built ourselves up and up and up and away from having to get down and dirty again and build that foundation stronger and better. And with it being open to the air, with us being able to engage ourselves with others. So there really is a strong feeling here of allowing yourself to feel into what you never thought was possible for yourself. And I don't know any other way to put it than that. I hope that comes through, that sometimes we hold ourselves back from feeling into what we want. We get stuck in our heads and we tell ourselves, well, that's not possible. Or, even though I feel like I want this type of lifestyle, it's, people like me never get that. And really what this is saying is that if you emotionally allow yourself to literally feel what it would feel like to admit to yourself what you want in your heart of heart, that's what's going to bring down the tower. That's what's going to allow you to be able to see where you've been holding yourself back, and maybe where something is coming in now that feels chaotic, that has created a change in your environment, that's forcing you to face a change right now, forcing you to make a change. But it's forcing you to make a change around a desire, a deep-seated desire within yourself, an awareness of what you actually want for yourself. And that awareness is pushing this external event or circumstance into your life, forcing you to have to step up into the Queen of Wands energy. So the Queen of Wands is at the heart of your reading. This is where Spirit really wants you to embrace this energy. The Queen of Wands is truly the understanding of our own magic when we take very focused action from a place that is tied directly to our own internal magic, which stems from our unique passion. Usually the Queen of Wands is depicted in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot she's on a throne holding a sunflower, and she's in the middle of the desert. And that brings forward the understanding that when we understand our own magic, we can literally create for ourselves or manifest what we want, even in the most barren of circumstances. And so that's really, with the challenge that you're facing this month, Cancer, it's all to unlock your ability to understand that when you take action from a place of focused passion and you combine that with your emotions, you're unstoppable. You literally can create for yourself what you want. You can build your tower bigger and better, but first you've got to start with a better foundation. A foundation that's more in alignment with truly what you want now in your heart of hearts as your heaven on earth. Because then when we move past this, we have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a card that really speaks to kind of winning at all costs. When we want in our mental state, we keep rationalizing, but no, it has to be like this. But no, I have to do it in this way. And where this can be a beneficial energy is when we understand deeply within us that we have to take action towards what's going to fulfill us. And this can actually be a protective energy in really being able to create barriers for, around that knowledge, of really being able to say, I'm so sorry, but I will win at all costs right now because you understand the importance of this. However, with the Nine of Swords coming up, clarified by the Queen of Cups, which is your card, Cancer, and the Ace of Cups, there's this feeling here around almost like there's an over-rationalization. You're being asked to embody wand energy, which is passion, it's fire, it's creativity, it's creation. And yet your final point of challenge here is all in your mind. It's all that overthinking, but no, it has to be this way. But no, I can't have that. But no, if I try to do this, this is what's going to happen. And what Spirit's asking you to really embrace here is yourself. The Queen of Cups is a card of deep emotional understanding, but it's truly the card of unconditional love. It's the nurturing mother archetype, which is the energy that you harness, Cancer. And what I love here is that she holds the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is the promise between you and the divine of unconditional love. It is that remembrance that your cup always runneth over, and that Spirit has that divine love for you as the perfectly imperfect being that you are. And she gets to hold that cup always, and she is able to share that with others. She understands the importance of sharing her emotions with others. And so there is this beautiful, the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands coming through, that melding, just like here in Temperance, between passion, wielding your passion and wielding your emotions, but from a place that is nurturing and creative. These are both feminine archetypes. So there's really this feeling of creation and receptivity and allowing yourself to just kind of almost like nurture your dream into life, and to really take a look at what's in your cup, because it is the realization of what's in your cup what ultimately fulfills you, what you bring to every circumstance and every situation that fills the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups doesn't just magically like appear around us. Heaven on earth we don't just wait for it to happen one day for us. We actually have to go out there and pour our emotions into specific things. So we have to, through our actions, pour our emotions into what we want to create and manifest the Ten of Cups around us. So I really think that this is a beautiful reminder of your power, Cancer, of your emotions and being able to harness that, but now to utilize the Queen of Wands energy, but the passion behind it, to really temper that into something that is going to be much more, I think, powerful for you to wield in your external environment. But the Queen of Wands, when you think about it, she's not carrying 10 wands. She has just her magic wand. She understands she doesn't have to carry the burdens of others. So there is this beautiful lesson around here of sharing what's in your cup, sharing your Ace of Cups, bringing that to the table, knowing what you're worth, what you want, what you're emotionally invested in, and being able to give that to others. But your actions are for you alone. Your actions are not to be, let's say, taken lightly, so to speak, because you are starting a new cycle, and that is going to involve a lot of building, a lot of working with building new foundations. So this really is kind of like the element of get out of your head and get out of all the what ifs and the worries and what's going to happen and what if, and just get into the self-love. Get into the self-love, get back into harnessing again what is your superpower, your emotions, and really be ready to wield them maturely. And what could this look like? This could look like being able to vary from a place of emotional stability, let others in your life know that you can't bear the burden of certain things any longer, and that there's going to be changes that are going to have to come around that. But you're not doing it from a way that is defensive and assertive. It's in a way that you know you can't give up on your dream. So you're going to have faith in others around you, that as you communicate from this very stable emotional place, that you're going to inspire them with the Queen of Wands to help you create this new vision for yourself. Okay, so Cancer, I'm going to go ahead now and pull 3 additional cards down here for the concepts of curiosity, courage, and contemplation. And this is going to be where Spirit would like you to be curious about, where Spirit would like you to be courageous in taking action, and where Spirit would like you to reflect for the month of April. So for curiosity, we have anxiety, number 18 breaking down to a number 9. Now, with curiosity, this is what Spirit would like you to state. To basically ask yourself a question throughout the month of April to unlock some aspect of your experience that is going to help bring this very general message into more of a aha, I see what this is really pertaining to in your life, to make it a more of an individualized message. So with anxiety, this anxiety card mirrors the 9 of Swords. It's a card of worry, obviously, with anxiety. And what I love in this card is that, you know, she is sitting here looking down. You see a storm in the background, but what she can't see here is the storm is clearing behind her in this last window pane, and the sun is starting to come out. And she's so focused here on when is the storm going to pass that she's not realizing it already is passing. It's happened that fast. So really keep in mind this month, Cancer, that as you're kind of moving through, I think, kind of this little bit of a chaotic energy, keep asking yourself, what if, what if what I think is a really tough time right now, what if it actually just ended as quick as it began? What if where I'm getting prepared to over-rationalize all these things I'm going to have to put in place that are going to be a distraction from me working towards creating the new and starting this new cycle? What if it's all just going to end like that and I get to step out into the sun in just a few short days? I mean, obviously timing is going to be unique to the individual, but there's almost this feeling here of what if what I'm currently so overwhelmed by, what if I knew it was going to end by the end of this month and I wasn't going to have to deal with it? And that's really going to illuminate for you what you want to start to take action for. If you weren't consumed by dealing with this kind of tumultuous energy right now, what would you be putting action towards? Okay, so now I'm going to pull a card here for the concept of courage, and we're going to see where Spirit would like you to have the courage to take action for the month of April. What do you need to keep in mind as you're garnering that courage to keep taking actions on your own behalf, which is difficult. Every action we take at every given point in our day takes courage to do that. You know, I think sometimes we forget that we are all on different paths and in different places, and for some people it takes a lot of courage just to get out of bed in the morning. And the same can be said for all kinds of decisions that we make. So no decision is too small. Oh my gosh, this card, I think this is like the 5th time this card has come out this month for signs. I was saying in Scorpio's reading, I think everybody just needs a big hug. So we have surrender to receiving support and love. It says, allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. And this is exactly it. This is kind of the crux of this whole message, that you don't have to do everything. You just have to do what you need to do for you, because we are each here to create our own experience. And this month is really tapping back into what you want for you. Not everybody else around you, or hoping or wishing that you could give this experience to somebody else. It's what do you want for you? What do you want to experience in your own life? And to really have the faith in others that, again, as you share your needs, that others will step up and help you meet them. All right. So Cancer, I'm going to go ahead and pull a final card here for the concept of contemplation. And this is where Spirit would like you to reflect on. Keep this point in mind throughout the entire month of April to kind of help give you just that little extra point of awareness. So we have, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Beautiful way to end your reading here, Cancer. I think it's very self-explanatory. Spirit is asking you to realize whatever you want for yourself, you're already doing it. So keep focused on taking action from that place. Don't overthink it. Don't get into this mental headspace of I can't, but what if, and there's all this stuff going on, and there's never going to be a chance for me to do what I want. And it's saying, no, actually, you're already doing it. Just keep doing it. Keep focused. Keep your emotions stable. Communicate from a place of expressing your needs and from a secure emotional state. And allow others to come in and help you turn the wheel over to a brand new cycle. And again, I think something is passing a lot sooner than you think. So get prepared for that. You know, you might be telling yourself you're going to have to wait and wait and wait for something to happen, and all of a sudden it's just going to happen. So in getting yourself prepared for that, really own it. Own it this month, Cancer. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it will be illuminating for you as well. If you would like to illuminate your own personal spiritual importance and to see how it can be of service to yourself and others, I am running a special for the entire month of April on my 1-hour I Am Illuminated reading and intuitive review of your astrology and numerology. And that is available through my website. You can click on the link below to visit that. I have updated it recently, so there's a few new things on there. But if I don't see you there for a reading, I look forward to seeing you all in May for the next illumination reading. Bye, Cancer.